In the verdant, whispering lands of Bloomburrow, where the animal folk toil in quiet industry and the seasons dictate the rhythm of their humble lives, there exists a shadow that casts dread upon even the most steadfast heart. This is the shadow of Ygra, the eater of all, a creature of such magnitude that its very presence disturbs the balance of life itself. Ygra is no mere beast of claw and fang, but rather an elemental force, an unrelenting hunger given shape and form, a thing as terrible as it is inevitable. The great cat's body is vast beyond the reckoning of the common folk, its sinuous form marked with stripes of sickly green luminescence that shimmer in the half-light, casting eerie reflections upon the ground as it treads. To lay eyes upon Ygra is to behold doom itself, for in its wake all that once flourished is reduced to naught but salt. The fields, which only days before swayed in the gentle breeze, golden and ripe for harvest, stand now as stark reminders of the calamity that has befallen them. Trees, once tall and noble in their bearing, crumble at the merest brush of Ygra's passage, their trunks dissolving into powdery white pillars that stand for but a moment before succumbing to the wind. It is a spectacle of ruin, a silent devastation more profound than fire, more absolute than drought. It is in this time of dread that the folk of Bloomburrow whisper of the season of salt, a name born of both reverence and fear. For this is no ordinary affliction, no mere misfortune of the land. This is a judgment, an unrelenting tide of hunger that cannot be satisfied, a curse that stretches beyond the comprehension of the simple folk who watch their homes wither away before their very eyes. Among them stands Balin, a haymaker of quiet resolve and sturdy frame, whose hands have known the toil of the land and whose heart beats with love for his home. He speaks of Ygra not as one might of a common predator or of an ill wind that brings destruction, but rather with a solemn understanding, a knowing that carries both pity and resentment. He has seen, as have all the others, how the beast consumes, and yet its hunger remains unquenched, its great maw dry and blistered from its own insatiable nature. No creature, not even a calamity, can survive on salt alone, he murmurs one evening as the sun sets upon a land now rendered lifeless. His words, simple though they are, hold within them a deep and aching truth. Ygra is not merely the taker of life, it is also the sufferer of its own eternal hunger, bound to its fate as surely as those who fall victim to it. And yet, this understanding does not lessen the sorrow, nor does it temper the loss of all that has been consumed in its wake. There are those who call Ygra by another name, murmuring in hushed tones of the Drought Cat, though none can say with certainty whether this title is meant to distinguish it from other calamities or merely serve as another grim marker of its terrible nature. For whether it be Ygra or some other force of ruin, the result remains unchanged. A world left barren, a people left bereft, and a beast that, despite all it takes, is never satisfied. Thus the folk of Bloomburrow live in a delicate balance, caught between reverence and fear, between survival and surrender. They plant their crops knowing full well they may never see them harvested. They raise their children with stories of resilience in the face of despair, and they look to the horizon with equal parts hope and dread, for they know that as surely as the sun rises, so too does Ygra stir in its hunger, seeking, devouring, and leaving naught but salt in its wake. It is a tale that weaves itself into the very fabric of Bloomburrow's existence, an unending cycle of creation and destruction, of hope and desolation. And yet, despite the certainty of Ygra's return, despite the devastation it brings, the animal folk do not surrender to despair. They persist, for though Ygra may consume, it has not yet devoured their will to endure. And as long as they stand, as long as they fight to reclaim what is lost, they defy the calamity that seeks to unmake them, proving that even in the face of an unquenchable hunger, life, however fragile, will always strive to bloom once more.